Hello, fellow Factorians, and welcome back to my Pyanodons challenge run. During the last episode, it was all about vrauks again. This is going to be a running theme because it's going to be all about vrauks this time, and putting down some rails. During the last episode, I set up vrauk food production and got vrauk Mark IIs kicked off with a new cocoon build. And it turned out pretty well. The Mark IIs got handed over to a long-term production, and I started building those up. Building those up very, very slowly. I do not have a lot of excess Mark II vrauks. I will be filling up the Mark II production to make that go faster, and then have a few left over for other things. So I will definitely have to either be really patient about waiting for Mark IIs, or just add more production. I think I can be patient though, because I plan today to do the switch over of my vrauks to eating vrauk food, which will already provide a large increase in production rate and will probably give me more than enough latex that I don't need to also populate everything with Mark IIs right away. I also, during the hands-off period, planned that out, as well as put down the octagon, the full setup all around my base. So now I can have MMA Fight Club between my vrauks and the other alien life creatures that I'll soon have building in my base. As a side note, somebody mentioned that the hands-off period fast-forward videos are so fast-forwarded that it could trigger epilepsy in people, and I certainly don't want to do that. On the other hand, I've been doing them because it kind of proves that I'm not what I am doing during the hands-off period. So if anybody wants to go through a fine-tooth comb and make sure that I'm not messing with my base, they can see it all in video. On the other hand, I could just skip that or just provide some edited cuts, and I'm amenable to do that. I don't imagine anybody thinks I'm cheating at this point in the progression. Unfortunately, I can't go back really and re-upload all those videos and edit them. I kind of throw away the footage because my hard drive would be exploding if I had kept it all around. So yeah, I'm not sure how much it helps either. Let me know in the comments if you have an opinion on that. I think I will continue to do the fast forwarded time during. Obviously, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm not going to change that too much, and it's only 10 to 15 times faster during the in-episode fast forward versus the somewhere between 40 and 240x that I end up covering the hands-off period with, because it varies based off of how chatty I am right now and how long the hands-off period was. Another option could be that I just run the hands-off period fast forward a little bit slower and cover the period where I'm not talking with music. Maybe I can add some sort of interrupt so you could skip forward past it if you don't want to hear about it. Let me know in the comments what you think about any of those options. Sorry about the flashiness. I'm going to jump into the main episode now. Let's dive right into it. First, I'm going to clear out these moss farms. I'm going to aim to not interrupt my science production as much as possible, even though I'm going to be refactoring a lot of how I'm doing vrauks. As I mentioned last time, I'm going to change these cocoons over to all being over here. And yeah, I guess most of the build will be now over here instead of at the paddocks, but it'll make things a little bit more flexible for me. My vrauk food production went pretty well. It's mostly shut down. I guess I must have picked up a load recently. Made a fair bit of biocrud here, but nothing to be too alarmed about. And the bigger problem is that I'm making a lot of spoilage here because these cocoons are not being used at all, so I'm going to also get rid of the kickoff production for vrauk Mark II. As you can see, I have a fair few of them in boxes now, but nowhere near the couple of thousand that I'll need, so that's another thing I'll be addressing up front. Anyway, let's go into hands-on mode, and I'll start working on clearing out that moss farm area. I think I can get rid of my inventory. I need to clear it out so that I have room to pick all that stuff up and move it. So yeah, I'll just be doing a little inventory management first. Another thing I want to do is since I'm going to be moving all of these reproductive complexes, and they get filled up with 500 sap because the direct sap insertion just doesn't know when to quit in terms of pushing materials into a building. I'm going to turn off all of these sap farmers first, and that'll help me not quite fill up as much. Although when I do these, I'm going to have to get rid of right away. Yeah, so all full of sap already in my inventory. First step of this vrauks refactoring is done with all those moss lines moved. So I'm going to do a little quick fix here where I'd screwed up and not reconnected an antimony line when I was doing my rail refactoring. So that item is knocked out. I'm going to go back and get some more resources and then continue to work. But yeah, it'll just take me a little while to build that new cocoon area, and then I'll start taking apart the... I'll have to actually start taking apart the ones that is already part of the build in the process of building it, because I want to reuse those reproductive centers. Might fix a couple of items here as well. Fix this one last time. This one is just a simple mistake here that I can fix from the map. This inserter priority should be the other way. I want the iron from here drained out first. Let's see, what else can I fix? Oh yeah, there's one place that I have kind of stalling coal gas in this area because I did not set up my valves correctly, and therefore the coal gas pipeline coming in from the north is getting completely full. I need to fix that. And that just fixes the case where this line gets completely full, and then I can no longer void coal gas from my bootstrap base. I was seeing that problem, and I was no longer making coke in this area, or coke from this setup, because of that. That should fix that problem. So yeah, I'm going to keep going on addressing this mess down here. Alright, now I've done the last of the stuff that I can do without actually tearing apart the system, so I'm going to work on that. I'm going to get rid of this line of cocoon makers first, so I can start feeding in the new cocoon line, because I'm rerouting how the belts work a little bit as well. So yeah, I'll be back after I've done this part of the job. Alright, and wow, that felt interminable, didn't it? Maybe not for you guys. Hopefully I've run this at like, I don't know, 200x or something for you. But yeah, I had to clean out all of that. And it was quite a job, especially when all of them had several hundred sap inside of them. And I'll still need to do a little bit of cleanup here, as I will be refactoring these belts, as now they will be carrying moss and sap instead of moss and cocoons. So I think I will hook that up now. I'll also have to adjust how these belts get dragged down a little bit, but that can be done in its own due time. Anyway, the point of the moss and sap going through is that the new recipe I'll be using switches out the native flora for vrauk food and sap. So yeah, all of that has to be promulgated down to my vrauk paddocks. So they'll be filling up with sap. I've been dumping out a whole bunch of sap into boxes here, and it's slowly getting distributed out. But yeah, my Mark II vrauks are still going well. That's great. Most of this is set up. I just have to fill in a few little things here. Fill in these moss farms. I've got a few more that need to be done. And then I'll be doing the switch over to the Mark II vrauk recipe. And then I'll have a ton more vrauks coming in, so I'll put in another butcher center or more butchering for vrauks, hook up the latex build, and this episode will probably be my longest yet in terms of my own playtime, but for you guys, hopefully it'll zoom right past, as I don't know that deleting massive chunks of an old build is super interesting. So be back after I've done the things that I just mentioned. I've started converting my vrauks to the new recipe, but I need to give some time to, well, like this caravan just showed up with a load of vrauk food, and I'm going to need a lot more right up front just to fill up the conveyor belts. So I'm going to give that some time and then put in this butcher system, slaughterhouse system. The new slaughterhouses, they're slightly altered. They're going to, actually I need to update this blueprint. Hold on. Let's grab the better one. That one's old. Well, this is the Mark III, I guess. So this version has wiring to all of the inserters that extract the various products out to the jerky, the rotting chests, I guess. And they'll stop, if I put a signal onto one of these wires, it'll stop the inserters from extracting into the voiding area and instead activate these inserters that will let me take the product out. And this will let me say, okay, I need meat right now. Give me meat from all of this, etc. Of course, I'll need combinators to control this, so this is kind of like a preemptive solution. Also, I won't need it at all until I get to logistics science, but I'm planning ahead. Or trying to do a little bit better job of it. Anyway, I'm going to set those up and let the native flora that is in the on the belts kind of run through, and be back soon. Actually, I guess I'm going to go up and fix my vrauk food area because it looks like it's not getting enough seaweed. So I'll take care of that and then do the slaughterhouses. Alright, that's more seaweed. So yeah, back to building slaughterhouses. We are back. Just put in a second tar processing unit to void chitin because I'll need that when I get my vrauks up to speed. But I'm going to keep working on the slaughterhouses. I didn't bring quite enough steel chests with me, and hopefully by then the native flora will have mostly dissipated and I'll have a lot more vrauk food so I can get that process going better. Alright, just put a bunch of new caravans onto a new jerky voiding outpost and take away the old one because it didn't quite have enough room around it to put all the inserters that I wanted to. So that'll speed up jerky voiding as I get more vrauks produced. I think I'm doing pretty good on vrauk production now. Let's check. Yep, it's definitely spiked up. I mean, this was the previous rate, and now this is the new rate. This might be a little bit faster than I can support with all my stuff, but I'm going to keep working on it. I need to double over the sap tree build and send more down, but that's only necessary when I get everything populated with the Vrauk Mark II modules, so I don't have to do it quite yet. Otherwise, I'm looking pretty good. These will slowly stop working as I don't have much native flora left in the lines, which is great. The tier 2 ones will be taking over, which is like as expected. Yeah, I'm going to clean up the cocoons that I kind of pulled off the line at the bottom, and then look for other tasks to do, such as cleanup work like this. So I will be back soon. I might set up the second set of sap trees because I have a bunch in my inventory to use. I might even use... Yeah, so I'll be back soon. What I actually need to do now that I have more vrauk production is get my second latex build running. So I'm going to work on that next. It should just require a couple of hookups like the formic acid from vrauks and probably steam or something else. I might need an outpost down there to carry off the latex as well. So I will be working on that and be back shortly. Seems like there's a problem with my vrauk production, so I'm going to investigate. I guess some native flora got ejected onto the wrong side of the line, in the sense that when I switched recipes, it must have like ejected native flora into the opposite side of the belt. Okay, well, I can take care of that. So yeah, I'll be right back after I sort this out. Was actually vrauk food that was getting onto the line, so yeah, now it's getting sorted out, and my I'm putting a lot of vrauks into the system. Great. Yeah, and some native flora will get extracted, which is fine. Then these last few paddocks will stop working, and I'll have to come fix them again later. But I don't want to work on that at the moment. Let's look. Yeah, we're already 5 hours of hands-off time, so that's pretty extreme. But at the same time, I don't want to just make this a latex and then kind of do nothing with it. So what I feel like I'm going to do is see if I can get this glass build hooked up. All I need to do is hook up some lines, and then also get this py1 build going. It's probably an extreme attempt at getting science going, but what's another couple of hours of hands-off time between friends, right? So I'm going to do that, and yeah, be back after I've accomplished that mission, or failed terribly at it. We'll see. I don't want to necessarily push it to the point where I'm going to definitely have a failure, but I do want to do something with this latex. I mean, the latex is going to be useful anyways when I get rubber going, because I'll need a lot for that. So it's not the worst thing in the world to have a bunch of extra sitting around, but at the same time, yeah, I've been working so hard to get to the kind of the next tier of science, or not next tier, more science, just which will lead to the next tier of science. So I might as well continue on that path a little bit longer till I actually get what I can out of all this building that I've done. Alright, just had to put in some bidirectional valves for my molten glass, since my second molten glass build over here is kind of at the end of the line. So now I should be getting through petri dishes. Let's see. I do not know. It looks like I don't have water, so I'll fix that. But yeah, I'm just busy hooking up this py1 build, seeing where I'm missing pipes. Okay, so I think I've got most of the pieces for py1 hooked up. I need to do a couple of other things at least. First, I need to turn on that CO2 build. With all of these new moss farms going and the py1 build going, I'm definitely going to be running low on CO2, so I need to hook that up to power. Then I need to hook up additional stacks of automation science once my py1 starts ramping up toward 360. Plus, I just need to go and check how I'm doing with all the builds that I've made. So yeah, quite a bit of things to do. I will be back as soon as I've got something interesting to report. So yeah, I just need to put a power pole here, and all of these additional, like, I don't know, 70-ish CO2 producers will be running. There we go. Oh no, I'm losing more crystal mines too. I wonder how bad things are, and it's been a long session, so I haven't been pruning my my miners as I normally do. I wonder how bad it is. Like, my latex build is having issues, and yeah, the miner situation is not the greatest. I don't mind the fact that this patch is going away. I mean, it's going to go away anyway, so might as well get it gone, so that I can use this space sooner rather than later, which is why I changed that inserter priority, or the splitter priority, early in this session. But yeah, not long for this world. Although I think I've said that multiple times. Like, the patch dwindles and shrinks inward, but there's going to be a tiny little bit... Oh no, look! More dying miners. This is going to be worse. I've got some redundancy here, fortunately, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to having to replace these. I might just have to switch my tree builds over to being based off of delivered ash rather than ash produced on site. But yeah, something for the future. Plus, I've got some redundancy with logs at least, so could be worse. Another thing I need to fix while I'm over here is I noticed that sometimes coal gas deletion would thrash because that needed to be put over here instead. It was measuring at the wrong place. This pump would just keep pumping in, and then it would measure this small change. It needed to measure these tanks. Alright, now seaweed should be coming in here, and I've fixed another pipe problem in that build. I really needed to re-blueprint that build. I made a few edits, and then the pipes that are hidden behind the very tall pipe buildings keep getting to be a problem. That, or get a pipe visualizer mod, or use the pipe visualization debug, something like that. I need a load of latex to get delivered to that py1 build before it starts running for real, so but I am going to hook up this additional automation science. I'm going to assume everything works out and just we'll see. I do think I have enough latex production for sure. It is just it's very slow, so a full caravan load takes a while to get put into the system. And I probably had interrupted some latex production with all my shenanigans building and moving the vrauks around this session and last. Alright, so that is all the work that I know I need to do. Now for the hidden work that I didn't know that I needed to do, like finding all the problems. These miners are not a problem, but still, I think this session I've removed more miners than any other. Alright, now this latex is running well. Just got to get a few more the seaweed to get all the way to the end, but it looks like everything's going well, and I have almost a full load of latex to get delivered. I think that'll go to that new py1 build, let's hope. So yeah, I'm just going to look for problems now. I might also fill in a few sap trees, consume some soil, so I might as well grab that while I'm there. Alright, now I've got a backlog of vrauks coming in. My buffer's filling up, which is great, just in case I have to mess with them again. Better to have at least a small buffer of vrauks. So I think I'll be making plenty of those. Latex is going well. I think I'd most be worried about is power. Now that all this stuff is running, I am going to be, let's see, whoa, 2.3 gigawatts. So I was at 1.3, 1.4 before. This will probably drop a bit once various things fill up. But for now, yeah, that's quite a lot of demand. I'm surprised my steam engines are actually handling that, since we're right now at the at a wind lull. So yeah, oh, this worked. This worked to pass off the steam down here because my geothermal plants started running a little bit low inside of their buffers. That's awesome. That I guess that worked as expected. One of those rare things that happens in this game. I think I'm ready to go into hands-off mode. I am still concerned that I'm just going to fail this. It's been a while since I've had a science failure, but if there's going to be one, it's going to be this time, I'm sure. Which is why it's great that I banked up all this hands-off time, so if I get a failure, that goes away. I'm not playing like that. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's been quite a lot of building, shifting all this stuff around, more slaughterhouses, a new cliff interrupted cocoon build, getting py1 running, all the automation running. All the pieces that I've been building these last few sessions are coming together, and I'm pretty happy about that. So I will see you next time.